Well, I've just been looking at something that's made me laugh because it's obviously when people are syncing up, it's not a coincidence. Let's wait for the sirens to go. So I'm feeling good this morning. Having a clear out again. It's still in here because I didn't realise there's that much crap in my craft room. But it just shows you we may be small in, well, we're not that small really. We're not small in power, but you know we have a lot of crap to get out of ourselves. I'm just looking at what I've pulled out this room today. I'm like, oh my god. But I'll just wait for a few more people to come in. Hair and eye. I've put my nails on, but I've not painted them yet. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, so before I was just coming on, I just noticed Mark Atwood had put something up, which I'm going to share because it is in my pink book, when I was doing the whole research on JFK Jr. But I'll just wait and see if any peeps come in, otherwise I'm just going to talk about this, I'm just going to talk about what I'm talking about anyway, and people can watch it after. Oh, I did put up on my community post before I get into this chat that, you know, the dark forces are going to need a pair of these because we're shining our light too bright. And that just came up this morning off a friend in America who is a friend with the lovely Laura Eisenhower. So I was watching, before I came on, I did the chat last night about what I did last night. I was watching Laura Eisenhower and then I finished off watching Laura Eisenhower. I respect Laura Eisenhower very much. Hi Organic and Coyote. And she had Jen McCarthy on, who I like as well, and another lady who's really nice as well. And I've always seen Jen McCarthy, probably got a name wrong again, and Laura Eisenhower as light warriors. You know, they can give a lot of love out, but the warriors, because as far as I'm concerned, I've said this before, there are light workers that are all soft and gentle, and this, that and the other, and they don't want to look at certain things, and they don't want to go after the dark forces. But then there are light warriors, hi Mary and Alyssa, that do that. And if anyone listened to the video I put up the other day of Paul Boyce and Amelia Love, I think it is, them two are light warriors. He's a Reiki master, knows about energy and all that stuff, very spiritual, very loving soul. Amelia is too, but they are light warriors because they go after the dark. They're not scared about calling them out. They're not scared about going after them. Paul says he quite enjoys it. But there's some people who don't do that because it's not for them. The energy doesn't hold inside them. I actually think I'm a bit of both because I know where I'm going with stuff. I know it's about healing and love, but I also know there's something that came here, a fear that came here, you could say, down to earth, that is not of this world, and it's got attached to people. And fear is the biggest thing out there. Hi Mark. Fear is the biggest thing out there, and when you're in fear you don't move forward. So what was funny about this morning was, I'm not even really talking about the chat I was going to do, I sort of am and I'm not because it's just gone different, but the only thing I will say before I start, if you're starting in with the Love You Area for February, we're doing self-love every day of February, just a little something every day. It doesn't mean it's a big thing and it's going to take all day. So I said I'd do it the day before so people can catch up. So what I'm going to do, just ideas if people are joining in, you know, because you've got to remember and be aware that you've got to love yourself as well and give yourself love. If you're not giving yourself love, you can't give it out to anybody because you don't love yourself, so how can you give it to other people? So mine tomorrow is just going to be something very simple. At some point when I make time for myself and a space for myself, I'm going to have a crystal power bath. What is a crystal power bath? You don't have to have any crystals to do this, but because I do, that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to run a bath, candles, crystals around the bath, whatever resonates with me, and I will just visualise, you know, what I normally do in the bath or shower anyway is visualising any negativity being washed away after the bath, but also energising from the crystals. And I like to watch not the smoke, what is it, the air rising off the hot water that makes patterns, to think about positive things while I'm in the bath and power up with that. Not thinking about anything else, not thinking about anything negative, not thinking about fear mongering things, just powering up, and number 17's in that bath, and making time for yourself to just chill out. You know, you could meditate in the bath, visualize sending a lot of good frequencies out from the bath. But personally, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. If you haven't got crystals, just visualize loving thoughts to yourself as well. Affirmations maybe in the bath, because at the end of the day, I don't need, it's like I was trying to say last night, this chat's going to be all over the place as usual. I don't need validation of anybody or anything to tell me I'm on the right path, and that's what I was trying to say yesterday. And like these cards said that I pulled out this morning, because normally I do a little card spread for myself. I got Atlas, Father of the Sky God, that lovely blue as well. I release the weight of the world from my shoulders. I'm releasing that. I'm releasing a lot of stuff of my own, and a lot of other people are. I release it to God, because God takes it away, and so does Mother Earth. So, I release that. It's the end one. And then I got Taygeta. Funny, because I had that name came in ages ago. The storyteller, intention. I am the narrator of my life. I am the narrator of my life. No one else is. No one's here to do it for me. So I don't take on board what other people say out of negativity. But this was the most, the Star Mother loved, the Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. I know the universe, God, higher source, whatever you want to call it, is supporting me right now in what I'm doing, because I know where my true intentions come from. So I'm not bothered about what other people think. I know I'm supported, and I'm on the right path for me. So they came up, and then, as I said, I was listening to Laura Eisenhower. I finished it off last night before I went to bed, and then I woke up. I'll probably get his name wrong again, but the lovely Jermaine or Jamone, I never remember, but he is a friend through all this, Great Awakening stuff, and he has been on Laura Eisenhower's channel, and he is friends with Laura Eisenhower, and sent me a message on WhatsApp, because we are friends over there, and he said, "Are you all right?" And I said, yeah, there's a lot of, stuff going on, a lot of entities about and different things. Hi everyone in chat, I'm just, not shouting everyone out yet. And I can see there's things going on, and everybody's been talking about this. If if you're looking around the tube, we had Paul Boyce talking about it. Everyone's been talking about it on the sort of the truth in sort of spiritual communities everywhere, about entities attaching to people who don't even realise, because what this thing came. And then I got this message this morning, and I thought, well, yeah, exactly. So I got, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then I got this back. He won't mind me playing it.
Well, the archons are targeting people who are been kicking their ass in certain ways, exposing the darkness. They're targeting people through weak people around them. So it was a weak person, and they get like vulnerabilities, and their ego can be exploited, and they can get corrupted by the dark side. So what I mean.
It's weak people who get exploited by the dark side that attach attachments. Let's take it back a little bit.
So it was a weak person, and they get like vulnerabilities, and their ego can be exploited, and they can get corrupted by the dark side. So that means weak people around you who have empty attachments, who have weakened egos, they can be infiltrated by the archons. And then since you are a threat to the archons, they will target you in turn. it's been happening to me for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening to
2 or 3 weeks.
Truth is out there, you know, no matter what you say.
So I was saying back, because it has been happening for the past couple of weeks because of what's coming. And then I was saying, yeah, I see it, I see it in a lot of people, I see it coming through people, all over. And then he put back,
I know some people want to be light workers and heal planet, but some of us are light warriors. So those kind of people, because I'm a light warrior, you got to attack. You got to destroy their ego, because they're not going to stop.
it's ego.
They need to be shown that they are wrong in every conceivable way. That's how you defeat them.
I think I'm both. I think I'm both with my.
So I was saying I think I'm both, because I do think I'm both.
Because I've just done my Reiki. But I also know there's a lot of light works.
Hang on. Yeah, so I was just saying, I'm following my path. And then what did he say?
Well, the light is with them. So yeah, you need to burn your light. You're right, you don't stand for shit. Because down here, the darkness has the advantage with ego, which is getting fed by fear. That's what.
Ego is getting fed by fear. I love the way Jerome said this. I love the way he said it about fear came down here. Listen again.
Down here, the darkness has the advantage with ego, which is getting fed by fear. That's what I saw.
Down here, the darkness has advantage because it's being fed by fear. And that's why I see it as when people talk about spirit realm or beings from the other side, they're in a high vibration. That's why they don't come in, well, they can do physically. They have to drop the light a lot, I would say, because it's too dense down here with fear, and it's not a lighter. The people that they do come to are obviously lightening their lightening their density to a higher frequency. That's why it's so important to stay in positivity. It's not that you're not looking at the stuff, there's boots on the ground, there's all that going on, there's many different people doing different things, light workers doing different things, but there are warriors as well. The warriors were the last ones to come in because we are in a war. We're in a spiritual war. And if we're in a spiritual war, that means to me, as I know anyway, the forces that are unseen, we're fighting with forces that are unseen as well. So, when you power up, they don't like that. They don't want people to power up in the light. It's energy's unseen forces. These unseen forces, the way I see it, do attach to people when your aura is very low and you're not powered up. So the people who are weak, the people who are through fear, through what they watch on TV, even like I said, that's why I don't watch it. And if I see any news on my phone pop up, because I don't initially go looking for it, I laugh at it because it's a frequency. I laugh at it because it's a frequency. It can't stand it. I laugh and think. I don't go all in. There's people who know, I keep saying this, about the news and what the news is, but they still look at it and then get that vibration of fear again because they're not quite sure. It's like, laugh at it. It isn't real. Yeah, exactly. But if I see it come up, I don't watch TV. I just watch people I choose to tune into that are talking about the same sort of thing. Obviously, because it's going about. So if I'm on my phone and I'm going, yes, I know what Google is, but if I'm trying to look for something and the phone comes up with the news, I just laugh at it. But yeah.
Or to love somebody unconditioned down here because of the fear. They're going.
Did you hear what he said? And I think that we're all going to unconditional love, but there's not unconditional love down here at the minute because people are in so much fear, and if they're in fear, they don't trust people, so they can't love people because they're in fear of loving people, and that's not unconditional love because of the amount of fear that's been brought to this realm with fear-mongering of how they bring it out and the dark forces that bring it out. So I resonate with that.
Love, they don't trust you. They're going to look at you as a threat and then balance. So you got to protect yourself. And you a warrior, I can tell, because you say you're going to stand for shit. Even though you be a sweetheart. Wish I could be. I can be a sweetheart. I can kick some ass.
He'll be saying,
Some videos I've been training.
He's been training doing this stuff, but he's saying, you're a light warrior as well because you can be a sweetheart, but I will say things sometimes and I will call things out sometimes when I feel the need to because I don't stand for bullshit. And I don't mean if people are believing in certain things I'm saying about spirit realm. I mean bullshit of people lying. The one thing, 21 and 12, in my life that I cannot stand is liars. And just like he was saying, there's psychopathic, if that's the right word, liars out there. And they come from a fear-based, I would say, entity attachment, mind control. Because you can clearly see, and it is what everyone's talking about at the minute. So
The archons on Facebook servers been saying it's against community standards. Yeah, Trump been exposing because he's Q plus. He's with the alliance. That is part of this plan of this military and
Power back to the people.
alliance, particularly the Pleiadians that's involved with the Q group.
anyway, it doesn't really matter about that. He was just saying about Trump. He said the whole thing is what people don't understand when he said at the beginning, power back to the people. The reason why Mr. T said that is power back to the people. We hold the power. He's giving it back to the people, waking the people up, giving people the power back. So I don't need to go into all that, but it was just funny how, like I said, well, not funny, it's not a coincidence that I was watching Laura Eisenhower. Jerome texted me, or Jermaine, I always get his name mixed up, this morning from America. Are you all right? I was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, all this is going about. The dark forces are trying to infiltrate people. They are trying to push people, especially the ones who are talking about, in whatever they're talking about, because this is very layered. It's not just about one thing. It's not just about the shadow government. It's not just about, it's a lot. That's why it makes me laugh at people when they think people are waking up to certain things and it's beyond that. That's why I said, we're in a spiritual war. We're in a war on the minds, but if it's a spiritual war, it's forces unseen. So they call them the shadow government because they are unseen, but I believe above them is more things unseen that are controlling them. Some of these people at the front are just puppets and they're being controlled, like Mr. B, what they're being controlled by. Then I've just seen Mark Atwood put out the post of in 190, what is it? Which I always read out. I've just lost it again. Where is it? Is it in 1909 we lost everything? And I've just put a comment over there saying how many times I've read that out on this channel is amazing. And it's in my little pink book of when I was researching myself, and I did a whole chat on this person with the drawing that I did, and I've just found a print of it actually that I did. JFK Jr. This was all mine, working out myself. And then I wrote this down because I just knew it was very relevant for the times. And Mark Atwood's just put that up on his post, which I'll just find. Mark Atwood. I was just like, oh, you've put that up. Not a coincidence. Where's his community page? So he's just put it up there. But not all of it. It was that. With JFK Jr. So I'm going to read it out. I'm going to read it out because I love reading this out. Ooh, yeah, the ascension is real if you do not see. Yeah, the ascension is real. I support the positivity timeline, but with that, there are like worries that are going against the dark, you know what I mean? But this is why I say nothing's going to take my focus off where I'm going. In 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on, first to the Bilderbergs, then caught on the NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death. Who's talking here? Who was a picture of? Allied with the one person in this world who I knew was honourable enough to trust and begin to build the plan. Penance is coming, regardless of what you think. You are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you would never sleep. Many of you would never go on. You need each other. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. This is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance, a bit like what I was talking about yesterday of people saying, I knew then, I knew years ago. That doesn't matter, it's all about now. That's not really important when you woke up, how you got there. It's all about the now, which was in a vision I saw this morning. If you turn one away, you've hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching, we see all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the files kept on every one of you. For that matter, you'll never believe where they are kept. Wow. Some of us like, prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one, and where we go one, we go all are. We are in the next phase. This is just the beginning. But I love that. And Mark Atwood put it up, and I thought, it was in my little pink book that I'll treasure forever, because this was my little working outs of numerology and everything a couple of years ago. It just cracks me up every time. Every time I see this book, I'm like, oh, that's when you were really called a nutcase. But, oh, it's all coming out now, isn't it? So, you know, whatever. So, I don't really know where I'm going with this. Well, I do. But anyway, so, hi Kelly, hi Mark, hi Alyssa. High Organic, who else was in? Colin, Coyote, Mary, whoever else is listening. Yeah, so anyway, this morning I was just doing some clearing of negative energy. Hi, Rob. And I got 2 visions, so I'm going to share it with you. I wrote it in my book. I always try and write things down. So it was something I'm personally doing for myself, but what I got in was, I'm sure there was something else, but I can't remember, was this. I just drew a little picture. It's 2 waterfalls, yeah? So imagine 2 waterfalls. So I put here, a bit of automatic writing. 2 rivers leading to a waterfall. 2 waterfalls. So it's 2 rivers leading to 2 waterfalls from either end, so they're opposite, like this. So there's 2 rivers and they're both leading to a waterfall, yeah? Opposite sides. All falling into the same water, because we are all from the same divine waters. So people get on that river upon their journey back to the divine waters. At different stages and ages, all merge back together. If you fight against the waters to resist the movement, it will be a lot harder for you. Take a little longer and take a little longer. No worry, you will reach the place, though it could be a lot easier on your human vessel and soul. It's your choice, you choose, because, you know, opposite sides, but then waterfalls, even from the opposite sides, go back into the same waters. So I got that in, you know. So really, if you're infighting with yourself. And then the song that came in after that, after a shower, funnily enough, was, I'm going to try and sing it. This popped up. Bit of spirit there. So I'll sing it because you know what I'm like. I like to sing what comes in. Not saying I'm a singer, but, you know. And I love this song. Because this is why I said yesterday, all will be seen. I'm not in fear about anything, to tell the truth, to change, nothing, because I know where my intentions come from, and I know Source, God, sees my true intentions, my true colours. So, you know, what am I in fear of? Nothing. Right, let me see. Right. What? Right, I can't remember the tune, but I remember the tune of the chorus, so I'll have to say it and sing it. So, you with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realise it's hard to take courage. In a world full of people, you can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors, beautiful, like a rainbow. Do, 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 do. Yes. Show me a smile, then don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there. I've been there for a lot of people. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors shining through like a rainbow. Ooh. Sang that a bit different then, but if this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you just call me up because you know I'll be there. I see your true colours shining through. I see your true colours, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show your true colours, your true colours, Your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. And Rob has put it in chat because we're all the Rainbow Warriors. We're all the Rainbow Tribe. Many different colours, you know, tones of skin, humans. And the Most High sees our true colours and what we're truly doing. So I'm not afraid because I know what I'm doing and I know what service I'm giving to others. So, and I do let my true colours shine. When I'm at the most vibrant, I always come on here. Sometimes I haven't been, but I don't need to come on if I'm not, which is not a lot anyway, because I choose to try and stay in alignment with my happiness. Yes, I can have days, like I've said, where your kids get on your nerves and you might say something. That doesn't mean you're not doing your light or you're falling. That's just muggle world sometimes, but you get back in alignment. So, you know, I choose to be on here and give out my light of whatever that is, just to keep people upbeat, positive, and that's all I can do in my way of how I do it. And that's all I can do. And the things that I'm going to be bringing into the very near future as well, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, I'm just being guided to bits, and then it'll unfold when I get to that station, and then when I get to the next station it'll unfold again. I'll be like, oh, that's like what was going on there. And you don't let people stop you. If you let people stop you, you'll never get to that door that you wanted to get to, because they will try and stand in front of that door, and it's just like, move, because I've got the key to go through that door and you haven't. So, you know what I mean? So that came in. Then I remembered the tradition. It just popped in my head and I thought, oh, yes, people. We were talking about you can't really fix something, you've got to let it go. So then I'm going to show you the most beautiful video. I can't remember if I've shared it. I'll share it after, but I think I want to speak about it first. I might have put it up, I'm not sure. It was like the golden, what came up in my head, it was like, oh yeah, do you remember the golden, I can't remember what come up, but I was like, oh yeah, what was that thing? So I went looking for it. The Japanese Art of Embracing Damage by Kinzoku, I can never say his name. Trauma can be suppressed but not erased. This is what I was saying. You can't fix, you can't erase it, you've got to let go of it. But if you suppress it, that's where your problem is, because it just makes you ill. And I know that from suppressing things in the past with an ex-partner and suppressing it, and then it was like going round in like Groundhog Day with anger and resentment and unworthiness because it was a narcissist. And until I released that and properly let go of it, I felt better. But that's what makes you ill. But through trauma, this is where we shine. Everybody does. Everybody around the world is either been in or in pain at some point. We always are. We always are, but it's how you deal with it. So I'm going to show you the beautiful video. Some of you will know about this. I've known about this for a while, and it was a beautiful tradition. But if you haven't, we're just going to re-go over it because it is absolutely beautiful and you'll absolutely love it. It's a bit like when women have children and women think they're unworthy of the body sometimes because the body changes, obviously with pregnancy and things like that. And then, just let me find this video. And then women who get stretch marks, you know, from stretching out a bit, having a baby, they hate the stretch marks. Some women are like, yeah, but they're my tiger stripes. Well, women, think about this. Paint them gold. So, let me just find it. So, I think I did share it.
When a bowl is broken in Japan, it's put back together with the cracks being filled with gold, creating a beautiful lining. This is to emphasize the beauty in what was once broken. They believe that when something has suffered damage and has a history, it makes it more beautiful.
Thank God, sorry.
When a bowl is broken in Japan, it's put back together with the cracks being filled with gold, creating a beautiful lining. This is to emphasize the beauty in what was once broken. They believe that when something has suffered damage and has a history, it makes it more beautiful. And the same goes for human beings. Everything that you've been through, everything that you're going through, doesn't make your life uglier, although it may seem that way when we're going through it. It's up to us to choose to paint our struggles with gold and make it beautiful. You are not broken beyond repair. You can pick yourself up and learn from what's happened and become a better person from it because of the struggle that you've been through. You can wear your scars proudly as a badge of honor, as if to say, look at what I've been through. It's made me who I am today, and I can get through anything life puts in front of me now. Nobody has had a perfect life, and nobody ever will. It's only up to us if we choose to paint our broken pieces gold and make it beautiful. Don't be ashamed of what's happened to you. Everything that has happened to you for a reason. So the more we deny, the more we complain and don't accept what's happened to us, then it doesn't become useful. The moment that we accept and find what's useful in the struggle, the things that we've been through, that's just like us painting the cracks in our broken pieces gold, turning something that could be ugly into something beautiful
Alchemy.
and inspiring. When
Lead to
what
gold.
you have been through is inspiration for other people, then it was all worth it. So don't get stuck on how things used to be. I once heard a quote that said, every next level of your life will demand a new you. And sometimes it takes being broken in order to become that
A new
version
you.
of yourself.
That's what we're
So if you're
doing.
going through hard times, I hope this video can help you or somebody that you love. My name is Sean Uranahira. Swadika.
So I was guided to that video today. I do know of that tradition, and I thought it was beautiful the first time I came over it from Japan. But something came in today after the waterfall vision, and I was in the shower. I do get a lot of things in the shower as well. True Colours came out, so I was singing that out loud, and then the next minute it was like, what was that golden, and then I went looking for it, because I thought, is that, found it, and I was like, oh, I need to throw that out, because I know a lot of you will have seen that and heard of it before, but things need to be repeated sometimes, because people need to remember, you know, and it's an energy boost, and it's a positive boost. I love the way they do that in Japan. It's beautiful. I love the way they do it as well. And you think about alchemy, lead to gold. Well, yeah, I sort of see that like that as well. We are all going through a transition, and we're all becoming a new. I'm becoming a new me, and you're becoming a new you. And then at some other point, you'll do it again, because you're bursting at all these stages. You're flowering, you're unfolding, and it's beautiful. And this is why I say, if you're not cheering people on from the sidelines of wherever they are on their stage of their river journey to that waterfall, no matter what side you're on, you're going to get to them divine waters, because when we go down that waterfall from either side, we're in the same waters anyway. But if you're coming from a negativity and a maliciousness, yeah, you're going to get to them waters, but hell, it's going to be harder basically, because that's all resistance. And if you try and resist and try to go against the tide or that river, it's going to be a lot harder. You know, like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to change. I'm not flowing with that river. I want to stay here at this point. It's like, yeah, but we're all going there. And it's just a lot harder. And change, so we're not staying where we are anymore. We're not staying in that comfort zone of we're not going back to that old world. We're on a different timeline now. So, you know, it's up to people to see that. But like I said, you have the choice, and it's your choice and nobody else's. So I'm not here to tell anyone the way they should be doing it. I'm just here to speak about the way I'm doing it and what I see and what I believe, and how divine spirit comes through me, my guides, because that's what I believe is guiding me. And I've come to that more and more as I've gone along on my path, reconnecting, opening up. And I tell you what, one of the reasons why I have connected so much, do you want to know why? Guess why? I personally believe I've connected a lot more because of something that I wasn't in that I'm in now, if that makes sense. Something I wasn't in that I'm in now. It's probably not really any good. Hang on, let me get a blanket. It's gone cold in here. Something I was in that I'm not in now. No. Yeah. Some people would like to think that. Some people have actually said that. You know, the people who get all paranoid. I think there's good and bad in everything, though, isn't there? Obviously, we all hold dark and light, but the fear's got hold of the dark. You see, in people. The best compliment last night, no offenders in town, and came in with my family gathering. She said, "You look so happy that everyone loves me so much that they could see my light." Exactly, people can see you shining, because if you think about it, when everyone's like this, oh, you're doom and gloom and blah, 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 and you're like, everyone's seeing your light shining because you're not in fear. You're a QAnon soldier. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I am one of them as well. Yes, I do stand for the old I am one of them soldiers as well, the beast. See, I reside in both sides. I'm very aware of what's going on that side. I'm very aware of what's going on in the spirit realm. So we're in a spiritual war, dark forces. People think you can't be in two. You can, because you're like, that's helping people wake up that need waking up, because they need to get on the timeline, because this timeline, I think, only has an amount of time, even though we can't put a time on it because that's linear. But I do believe it's, you know, it becomes like I don't know how you'd say it. Watch Laura Eisenhower. That was really good, with the woman saying there's two, you know, they close up or whatever. I don't know, but I see it like that. It's going to be over the few years. It's not like, I don't believe, you've got a lot of work to do, and it's giving people time to catch up. So what I've been saying, we're giving people time to catch up, and this has been going for years anyway. Yeah, let's give them time to catch up. While they're catching up, you do your work on yourself. But the reason why I started connecting more, you know, and was able to do the research with all that stuff, with you know who, but also the spiritual connection with my higher self. I was on my own for 5 years. When I had little Finn, what happened there in a relationship, which I don't need to go into, I've talked about it before, and that's gone now, is after that, I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to be, and then I got into the whole thing, and it was like, and then I started researching, and I was like, I'm not shutting up about this with the children, do you know what I mean? But I was on my own for 5 years. A few dates and that didn't work out, but I'm glad, because what I realised is, well, when I've been in other relationships years and years ago, I was connecting. And these people, I'm not saying they were horrible or anything, I'm just saying these people gradually took me away from the thing that I was doing at the time, which was reconnecting. And I was still into certain things, but slowly I got taken away from that, because it was like, why are you doing this? And they wanted me to do what they were doing, and it was like, they poo-hooed it, and I gradually got more into the mundane world, and I wasn't, you know, I still believed in it, but I wasn't like doing so much as the work as I've been doing since I've been on my own for 5 years. I'm not on my own now, but I was. But now, because I took that time out to do that, and I wasn't interested, the 5 years before I met the person I'm with now, who I knew when I was 17 anyway, check that out, we're quite opposite in the way of thinking. He's a little bit more grounding. He's a Capricorn, which makes me laugh, because so was the other person, but in my life, which we didn't get on. But I see him here, but he's a bit more grounding, which is a good, because I can be a bit more airy-fairy, so you do need someone to ground. But even though we've got different opinions on things at the minute, he sees me here and I see him here. But I'm strong enough now that I'm not going to let go of my beliefs or what I'm connecting to. Sometimes I tell him and he's like, you know, it's not because he's not connected, but some of the stuff he's just like, what? But I'll never diminish my light for somebody else. I will never stop doing the things that I love for somebody else. We balance each other out, and I'll take on board stuff he wants to do, and he'll take on board stuff I want to do, and we want to grow together like that and try more things. And when all this all this bullshit's over with the what, it'll just be a lot more easier because people are finding it harder in these times because of what's going on. But it has given a chance for people to go more in, within themselves. Yeah, so, well, sometimes it's funny because, you can get partners and it's like you're on the wheel of the star signs, but it's like a colour wheel, Rainbow Tribe. And sometimes you just don't mix well with other, in the colour chart, sometimes you just don't mix with a certain colour as in, a certain star sign sometimes. But that's okay. It's a bit like that on the colour wheel when you're doing art. But, like I said yesterday, that doesn't mean we hate people. It's just we don't have to get on with everybody. But it just depends if you can see where somebody's true intentions are coming from. So, like I said, I've always said to him, it's like the film Avatar, but I see you though. Sometimes you are a bit fiery and sometimes you are a bit like do, go, work. Capricorns are a bit like that, more like workforce manager sort of thing. And I'm just like, nah, just go with the flow. You might want to be like that, but it's a bit like me, but I'm not like that. And that's what people have got to understand. People are different. They have different ways of working, but you can balance it out. And it does balance me out and it's good. But we speak to each other and that's that we communicate with each other. And that's where the balance comes in, because we might have a bit of a and then we're like, yeah, but, and then we'll talk it out and then it's fine. And then we understand each other because we communicate different. I communicate different with different things. Sometimes it's like, you don't finish sentences off sometimes. And I'm like, well, I thought you got what I was saying, It's like, I understand what I'm saying. But, and it's that men and women thing as well. You've got to laugh at that as well. Women know what women are talking about. If it's me and my sister, I've said this before talking, it's like, do you remember when she rang me the other day? It was like, what's up? And we were just being daft on the phone, like, we were like, Didn't even say anything. I knew what she was talking about. So it is quite funny. But, what else did I want to say? Totally forgot. But yeah, there is a force. I do believe there is a force that came here. It's like we were sort of saying about AI the other day. A force that is from the dark force, and it's not. It thinks it's separate. Well, it is separate, and it's brought a lot of fear here. And fear is what a lot of people are in, and that is an entity attachment. There is a frequency of fear that came here and penetrated man. A block to communicating with the spirit world. Fear. You don't push fear, you don't push it down, you let it rise to the surface. Well, that is what's happening out there. That is what's happening. Because it's rising up with a lot of people within them now, that's why it's happening outside. But you should just smile at it. Like someone was saying, I watched it the other day and they were like, just smile at it. That's why I say I laugh at the news when I see it if it pops up on my phone unintentionally because I don't watch it. I'm not watching any of it. I don't even know what's going on with the stuff. Even with the stuff that I watch, I've just chosen not to look at it at the minute and I'm just letting people ride their own energies out, ride their own anger out, go through the process because I've been there and it's just like, well, you've got to learn. Just like 17 said. You can't tell the people, you've got to show them. So they're having it shown to them. And it's really funny because what I was saying the other day, and a lot of people are saying it now, it's being paraded out. The people are being shown what they could have had for a little while because they need to see it. Because if they don't see it, they're not going to wake up. They're not going to listen. As you know, they don't listen. These people don't listen. They're that brainwashed. So, watching Laura Eisenhower last night, which was a different time from when I was saying it, and a lot of other people are saying it, same thing. They've been saying the same thing. So, it is beautiful. But, like I said, we're in a spiritual war. We've never been out of war in the 3D because we just thought we were. But it's spiritual as well. And that means there's unseen forces. And I do believe in unseen forces because there are unseen forces. And I look back on my life now and you're like, oh yeah, I remember when I felt this weird energy about me at the time and I didn't know what it was. And it was a bit like, what's that? And it was a bit around the time where I felt like I was in a Groundhog Day. And I couldn't get out. A lot of people go for this. No matter what you've been through, like that guy says on the Japanese tradition, we all come from pain. We're all in pain. No one's got a perfect life, so we can cut the bullshit there. But we all go through different experiences, but it's still pain. Pain's pain. People think they have more of a bigger experience of pain and trauma because, oh, I went through this and I went through that and yours is only this little thing, whoever's. And it's like, No, pain's a feeling and pain's pain. Pain's the same. Doesn't matter what experience you've had, pain's pain. And you normally come and shine out of trauma. Everybody shines out of trauma. Everyone has the breakdown, normally out of trauma. So what do you think the world's going to be doing? Going through a massive worldwide trauma. No, it's not nice, but it breaks you free and you come to a beautiful knowing anyway. So yeah, but that's out of love, really. If you think about it, a lot of light workers will say, oh, the world doesn't need to know, it's meant to be out of choice. Yeah, it's out of choice. It's going to be choice that when you do see the truth, are you going to choose to take it on board or not and move forward? And my battery's about to die, so I'll just finish this quickly. But at the end of the day, if we've been hoodwinked, as I've said many times before, you've not had the choice. You think you've had the choice, but you haven't. So it's got to be done. It's got to be done. But it'll be your choice. Then people's choices when they wake up to the truth. Whether they're gonna be a lot of people who are gonna just go with it and be like, right, okay. There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna fight it and resist it. But like I said, it's like the river before. That's gonna be harder. They'll get there, but it's gonna be harder. But like I said, we're all there to help those people. Organic, who you were saying sent you over? Thai somebody. What were they in chat? Who's Thai? Thai who? I just saw you say something before. I was like, what? What? And I'm off doing something soon, so I've got to finish up tidying up here because the amount of crap I've got to get rid of. Like I'm saying, we might think we're little vessels sometimes, but the amount of crap we keep inside sometimes is what I'm thinking about this little room with the amount of crap that I've pulled out and I've got to get rid of. Freeing that energy. Oh yes. Ooh, let me do one of these. Let me do a affirmation. So remember, tomorrow, it's my birthday month, so Self-Love February, Love You-ary, is I'm having a crystal power bath. You'll have to go back to the beginning of this video. I'm not going to be on every day talking about what I'm going to be doing for every day of February, but I'm going to be coming on when I can, and if I can't, I'm just going to put it on the community page. So if you're joining in, you'll have to go to the community page to see what I'm doing. But I'm doing that for myself, and if people want to join in, then good. You've got to remember to give the love to yourself. Hi, Ricardo. Not seen you for ages. How are you going with everything? Woohoo! It's all getting crazy good, isn't it? You know, I've been on this for ages. So let's do a quick one before I have to go. Number 73. I relax and recognise my self-worth. Oh yes, I do. Do you? And then the next one on the opposite page, we might as well do the opposite page. You know, we had the opposite thing going on before. I am good enough just as I am. I approve of myself at all times. I approve of myself. My approval comes from myself, nobody else. Nobody else. You've been busy? Good. It's good to be busy. Keep your mind off things. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I was really going to come on and talk about my path, but all I can really say about that before I go is my path is changing. It's meant to. It's a transformation. We're going through a transition. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm not in fear about it. I'm just going with the guidance that I'm getting within me of what I should be doing, things that I should be doing for myself, investing in myself and stuff like that. And that's all good. Hi, Daniel. So, hi, Coyote Daniel. We've got Ricardo, Organic, Kath, Rob, Linda, Mark, Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. Ordinary Bear. They say Coyote. Who else? Anon. Whoop whoop. Anon the Beast. And anyone who might be at the top. I'm not going all the way at the top. Anybody who's lurking as well, you know. Yeah, you've got to invest in your own self. What shows your heart. You've got to be loving to yourself, especially in these times at the minute. But there is great things coming. But, you know, there's a lot of work to do as well. And there's a lot of dark forces that, you know, are coming after people now. And that's why you've got to keep your your vibrations, your frequency's high, build your aura up, and stand in your truth and stand in your love and stand in that positivity. It doesn't mean we're not going to get triggered, like I said before, this, that and the other, but the truth is coming, and they don't like it, because truth wakes people up. It might not be nice, but truth wakes people up. So yeah, practice gratefulness whenever you can. Yeah, that's why I always say, you know, I have my little book of, I'm just looking for it now, I think it's upstairs, gratitude, attitude of gratitude. Come away from all your fears, cut all the cords of past, because it's nothing to do with now. Nothing to do with when I woke up, what would nothing to do, that's all about the now. That's what's important. The now. So saying that, I've got to go now, because I've got to do some stuff now, because I'm going to do some good stuff in a bit, so I better go off and do this. But yeah, so basically it was the rivers from both sides go into a waterfall. They all go into the same divine waters anyway, and then the sun came in, true colours, and then we had the Japanese tradition of the gold when they fix something. So if you don't know about that, go back to the beginning of the video and you'll see that it's so lovely and it's so uplifting, and the guy in it is absolutely, what a lovely soul he is as well. And then I did have the little kid on my community page making them cakes this morning, just because I was like, oh my god, his grandmother or mother has taught him well. So it's beautiful. Yeah. I see your true colours shining through. I see your true colours, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colours shining like a rainbow. Ooh. Don't be scared to shine your true colours out. Don't be scared. Don't be in fear. Don't be in fear to speak out. Don't be in fear to be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. And I've got to go because it's about to go off, and I will see you soon. See you in the week, or check my community page for what I'm doing for Love You Emmy, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming in. Bye.